For this demo, we'll deploy Motor Admin using the Heroku deploy button from the landing page. Usually, it takes less than a minute to deploy the app. Once Motor Admin is deployed, we need to create our first superadmin user by providing an email and password. Next, we need to connect Motor Admin to our SQL database. All database tables are displayed on the left as admin resources. We can choose which resources to display using the Settings UI. Also, resources can be reordered. Let's go to the customer's resource. We can sort, search, and filter customer table rows. We can also configure the resource table columns format. For the kind column, let's set a tag type with multiple options. Also, let's configure the reputation column. Besides of that, it's possible to create a completely custom SQL query to get more details about the resource. Let's add a new column to display the lifetime value of the customer using a custom resource SQL query. Now we can preview the results and save the query. Also, let's display this column as a currency type. Now all those changes are displayed on the customer's table. Let's go to the resource page. Here, we can view all resource details and edit them inline. All changes made to the resource are automatically stored in the audit logs. We can revert them when needed. On the left, there's a list of associated resources. Let's add line items as a direct association of the customer. Now we can review all line items of the customer and update them. Also, it's possible to remove an associated resource or create a new one. A new line item can be added using the default form or using a REST or GraphQL API via custom forms, which we will review later. Let's go to the reports. We can create a report using SQL and visualize it with different chart types. There are multiple report visualization options, but let's select the bar chart format. Also, we can change the chart values type to currency. And lastly, let's save the report. It's possible to use embedded variables to create interactive SQL reports. Now, with a customer ID variable, we can query the same report for different customers. Let's save this query. We'll reuse it later on the customer resource page. Let's go to the dashboards. Dashboards are used to put multiple related query reports into a single page. Also, dashboard items can be reordered and resized using the buttons on the right. Now, we can save this dashboard and assign it as a new tab of the customer's resource. To do that, we need to go to the Customer tab settings, select the dashboard, and save the changes. In the New Report tab, we can see the data dashboard query for this customer. Let's go to the Forms Builder. For this demo, we'll create a form to send an email message to our customers. All the data from the form fields will be sent to the external API, from where the email will be sent using SMTP. To save the form, we need to provide a REST API host and path. Also, it's possible to use a GraphQL API with form data embedded into the query. Lastly, let's add a tag to this form to use it in filters and user permissions. Let's add this form to the customer resource actions to make it easier to access it. Now we can test this form action. Here we see a success message with JSON output. Plain text or HTML output is also supported. Now, let's create a new user and allow them only to send messages to customers. In order to do that, we need to create a new user role. Let's call it Customer Support. Customer Support users can read customers as well as the operations custom forms. Also, they can trigger the customer message action. Now let's create a user with the Customer Support role. We need to provide their name, email, password, and select the role. Now, we can impersonate as this user. Only the customers table with the messages action is available for the user. This was a quick overview of Motor Admin features. You can also visit the Motor Admin documentation website to learn more.